All right. Yo, what's up? This is me redoing the video that I had before because the video before was just like a whole mess. I wanted to like film my progress or like my process in terms of making these kinds of things. But yeah, I am just a complete mess while I'm working. So yeah, unless it's like a stream or something, I'm really not gonna do that from now on, just so I can make things easier for myself. But yeah, so this is going to be pretty much an overview of a modifier that I'm selling, and sorry for bad mic quality and stuff. I'm using headphones on this, but whatever. So yeah, so this is an overview of an add-on or a modifier that I was working on. What this modifier does, obviously, is let me render it. Is it makes it grows crystals. This is the second like form of the modifier. I'll go over the first one, but just to go over this one because it's more complicated, I'll do this one first. It'll take a bit longer, and so basically the way this goes is that it's pretty basic. You're scattering objects along a plane, but in order to simulate the whole crystal growth idea that I had, um, I had to make patches, stuff like that, and I had to make all of these crystals. So making one of these crystals is actually like really easy. It's like you want to make a take a cylinder and then go with like vertices, bring down the vertexes to maybe I'd say 8. Actually 6. 6 is good. Bring them down to 6. Um, Bring this up. Switch to vertex mode. Merge vertices at center. Actually, no. You want to loop cut first. Bring it up here, and then merge vertices at center. Then you want to like bring this down and like move to the side or something. Then you can start beveling the vertices a little bit weirdly. Bevel. Go over here. Control B to bevel. By the way. Um, Go here and start beveling the edges as well, or you can start pulling down the edges like this. um Really just keep doing that, and then you're going to end up with a nice crystal type thing. That's pretty much what I did for all of these. Just repeated it a bunch, different stuff. It can get repetitive. And then there are two other ways to make crystals here. These two were done using geometry nodes. There are plenty of tutorials you can look up for those. I just watched a bunch and kind of copied them until I could figure it out. These are just regular cubes. This one is scattered cubes, scattered stuff like that. These are just beveled, nothing special. More scattered ones with geometry nodes. Um, all right, cool. And so yeah, so basically I am scattering these crystals on top of this plane. And you have all of these parameters that I put into the crystal growth object. So these are the main crystals, and then these are the base crystals. The base crystals are the ones that are lying down. And as you can see up in the folder that I have right here, I have the subcrystals and then I have the base. The subcrystals go like this, and then the base is these ones. And so now I'll take this and then let's give it a, now you can control the rotation of them. And also, the way that the patches work, the reason why it's not scattered over the entire plane is because I have patches. As let me go into the nodes, go over here. The patches are controlled with the noise, and if you end up buying this, it's on my Gumroad for like $7. Um, you'll be able to you'll be able to use this to change the amount of clumping. That's why I put it in like bright, bold. This changes the amount of clumping for the top one, and then if you go down to the bottom one, this will change the amount of clumping for the bottom one, right? And so really the way this will end up working is that you can come over here, and the second way it'll end up working is since noise controls the clumping, that means if you change the scale of the noise, like if I bring it down to 0.1, actually, that's not. It'll look better if I do it with the smaller ones. If I bring it down to like 0 or 1 or 0.1, you can tell this is a big part of the noise now. But if you bring it back down to like maybe like even if you put it at like 5, you have smaller patches because the noise is smaller as you increase that number. So I'd like to leave it around 3. And the W, is when you put noise on 4D basically, and then you can increase it and change it, and it will just change the phase of the noise. Really interesting way to change things around. Um, all that good stuff. Self-explanatory, rotation. Sure, everybody knows what that is. um, Also self-explanatory, scale. I'm gonna reset these back to their default values. These are not the right default values, so I will fix that. I'm gonna make it a little bit long. And I mean, like the default values really don't matter because every object or crystal that you make is not going to be the same shape and size and all of that. So you're gonna end up having to just mess with the scale no matter what you do. This one will mess with the overall size. This one messes with the regular scale. It's just an option if you really don't want to go through like using all three of these. You can just mess with this one. The density, of course, that changes the amount that you have. Same with the density down here. Size, changes the size of the smaller ones. So everything here is pretty self-explanatory. And you have the seed as well. The seed will change for both of them because I didn't want them to go like crazy. So yeah, you can mess around with different ideas here. And yeah, that is pretty much how the first set of nodes works. And if I go over geometry nodes, pretty much, it's a little complicated for me at least. I know some people this is like nothing to them, but for me it's a little complicated. You go over here, basically you have your tossing the instances onto a plane, and then you got the collection info. You're distributing points on the faces as well, distributing a certain amount of points based on the density that you pick, and then you distribute the instance, the collection instance, onto those points. I scale the instances, and the way this scale is controlled is with the scale modifier, I believe. And then this next one is controlled, this next scale instance is controlled by the clumping. This will tell you where to clump things. And then the next, because it'll be 0 basically. The places where there's no clumping, it's 0. It's not necessarily like I'm moving the location, it's just 0, the size is 0. And then for scale instances, again, I have a random value here. And that random value is what randomizes the scale of all of the instances itself. So I'm scaling the instances over and over again to make sure that I can control the size, I can make them randomize, and then also make sure that there's a parameter that controls all of that again. Over here we have rotate instances. So this is where the random value comes in for the random rotation min and max for the top. And then pretty much rinse and repeat on the bottom for for the smaller ones. Ignore these nodes. If you open this up, ignore this. This was a test on how to see if I can get a higher density clumping, but that does not actually do anything. So yeah, on to the next version. The next version of my growth modifier uses an icosphere. It's a little bit more laggy, also because these crystals are bad. That's really just the point, the bottom line here. So I'm gonna change it. Subcrystals 4, maybe? No. Subcrystals, no, just regular subcrystals. And then, sheesh, base 001. All right, there we go. This one is a little bit different, and let me fix the scale. Oh, yeah, I should probably add a scale modifier for this one. So let me do that real quick. I will, yeah. And so the way this one works is you take an icosphere and you just move it like that. Very good for like really interesting animations, stuff like that. I think it looks really cool. And yeah, That is the second modifier. And yeah, this is for sale on my Gumroad. $7, not that much, despite the time I spent on it. Anyway, I'm gonna start posting more of these assets and stuff like that. Just some stuff that people can use. I hope this was helpful, and yeah.